Hey guys, happy Sunday. Wow, I look like a hot mess. Okay, anyway, I didn't do a Vlogust yesterday. Day 12 would have been yesterday. I didn't do it. I'll explain why here in a second. And the lighting in here, I'm sorry. There's reasons. Um, look what I have right there. See that? We have had Little River since Friday morning. It is literally Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. Mom basically said she was having family issues and asked if we could watch River Friday night. She messaged us middle of the day and we're like, okay, that's fine. Um, we just need breast milk and things, so do a drop off. And she did. And it is what it is. We all have I don't think she has like family that can take him or anything. And so we so yes, I worked all day Friday. Chloe had him. Well, Michael, Chloe, the kids, he was out in the living room with everybody. But Chloe was basically the one in charge. Um, and then she kept him overnight because I had to work early Saturday morning. And okay, we're I might have 7 kids, but we are not used to constant baby in my house at all. And I think little Kira's getting jealous, my 11-year-old. She's like, he's still here. um, but yesterday around 2, no, it was around, I'm lying, it was around 11 that I texted her, Mom, I'm like, we're out of breast milk. I don't know what's going on because I hadn't heard from her and she's usually blowing up my phone. How's my baby? How's this? How's that? I said, we're out of breast milk. I do have formula. I'm going to have to get into it if you don't bring me some or text me or something. She really is against formula and I don't blame her. He's been 100% breastfed. So, um, no, I got a text back immediately and she brought by, she's like, I'm still dealing with family issues. I can drop off supplies. Um, she dropped off breast milk, a, a ton of diapers, like more than you would expect. It wasn't a package, but it was enough. And she was like, I'll pick him up in the evening. And we were like, okay, that's fine. Again, we don't do anything, and he's a really good baby. For the most part, he's a really good baby. Um, and then she texted around 5 o'clock and asked if we'd keep him overnight again. So something's going on, and it's not my business, it's not my place. But at least I know he's safe, and we're like, yeah, we'll keep him. And I don't think she's in anything that would be dangerous to him, but he's in a constant environment that he's used to, I guess. So she's supposedly picking him up at noon today. Here's the issue. Mama has spoiled this baby. She sleeps with him on her every night, and she breastfeeds. So Chloe took the overnight shift only because I worked all day yesterday, and I got up at 4:30 this morning, and I came out here. They were both asleep, so I didn't wake them up. Sat out here in the dark waiting, because we do have his playpen up. See, it's right like there. We do have that out here, but he won't sleep in it. So when he started to fuss, I took him over. I fed him, and I don't know how, somehow I got him to lay down on his back on the couch. So I'm within arm's reach, and I am not turning that light on over his head for this video. You got me some sort of twisted. Um, he didn't sleep well. I think he's used to being able to nurse from his mom. Anytime he feels like in the middle of the night, she's just like, here you go. And she goes back to sleep, he goes back to sleep, and whatever. Obviously, we can't do that. So he's okay during the day, he's fussy during the night. Um, Chloe's exhausted. God love her. I mean, she's 15 and she's taking care of an infant overnight, 2 nights. I told her I would do it last night. She said no, she's got it. She just asked me to come get him in the morning. So, we kind of, I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, you worked all day. I napped with him. So she's like, yeah, that's fine. So I've got him now. Um, and I got sleep, so that's okay. So that's kind of why it didn't happen yesterday. It just was too much going on that just to even pick up the camera and go with it is not been great. Um, so that was my excuse for not doing Vlogust yesterday. I'm still going to try to keep up with it this week. I've had a lot going on. I mean, besides trying to move, my anxiety, and now I can fully say as a medical diagnosis, my anxiety has been off the charts. It has been insane. I went and I did a walk-in appointment. Now here's the catch. Okay, let me explain this. Here's the catch. My insurance for my job, I'm a supervisor, but I'm not in management. Meaning, I'm the person you get when you call in and say, I want to talk to a supervisor. That would be me. I'm as high up on the phone chain as you can go. I get paid pretty decent. But as far as like health insurance and benefits, I am not management. I'm the employee. So my health insurance sucks. I have it, and it has covered things. It's basically, I had to go to the hospital in April, so that whole visit kind of covered my deductible, which was great. So when I looked around to see if my general practitioner could see me for anxiety, my regular doctor, I called them and they're like, you have to go to, because of your insurance, you have to go to this mental health facility. And what they can do is they can refer you back, stating that we can prescribe whatever medication, whatnot, and then you'll probably have to see them like every 6 months. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So I went to this place called Meridian here in Florida. You can Google it, whatever. It's a full-on mental health facility. They also have some bridge house for like substance abuse and that type of thing. And they have like, it's like a big thing. But it's a full-on mental health facility. So I'm going in as, 46-year-old woman with anxiety. And I did a walk-in appointment because my anxiety was through the roof. I had an appointment for the 22nd of August, but I was bad. It was bad. And I knew it. So I was like, I need to go. And I went. And I knew as a walk-in I'd be waiting. They warned me that up front when I called. And I was like, that's fine. So I had my phone. I had a book. I had my planner. I had stuff to do. But I couldn't do it. I figured walk-in, doctor's office, it was a full-on mental health facility. I wasn't expecting it. Very loads of people with different mental disorders. And trust me, I'm not judging. I just wasn't expecting it. I mean, people have what they have and they have to be treated, and they were in the right place to be treated. I already anxiety out in my brain, wasn't expecting to see the things that I saw or hear the things that I heard, because you can't help but hear them in the waiting room. I mean, and again, no judgment, no judgment. Like I said, they were there, they needed to be there. That's what they were there for. Um, and I'm glad that they were there getting the help that they needed, and they knew they needed the help. I had a woman sitting about 3 chairs down from me. There was nobody in between us. She wouldn't allow anybody to sit between us because number 5 was sitting between us. Or no, number 9 was sitting between us because number 5 was dancing, and she wanted me to watch the show. And I'm trying to, because I'm, again, not judging, and I'm trying to, try to carry on a conversation, because she was talking to me and she was a very sweet woman. And she was like, "Can you see it?" And I didn't even know how to respond, because I didn't want to say I could see it and then her say I'm lying, or I didn't want to say I can't see it and her ask me why. And I was like, I'm not sure if I can see it or not. There's a lot of different people. She's like, "Yeah, there's a lot of people in here." She goes, "You might not be able to. Number 5's little. She's a little girl." I didn't know how to respond to that. And that kind of, it made me uneasy. Not for talking to her, because talking to her was fine. It was just like we would have a conversation about, what was on TV or in the magazine, and it would be a normal conversation like you and I would have. And then she'd switch it to number 9. "I told you to sit down." And I've never been around that. I'm totally glad she was there, and I'm assuming that was schizophrenia, and I'm glad she was getting help and she knew where she needed to be. But she definitely needed some help. And there was just other, that was pretty mild compared to what I was seeing and hearing, but that was like the closest one in the conversation that I had. And that was really hard for me to, I was like amped up, I was like, okay. And I got there at 7:45 in the morning. Let's get back to my insurance. Okay, usually they said walk-ins. I mean, somebody came out at 10 and they're like, "We know you've been here forever." And I'm thinking, okay, I walked in. I have to get fit in. 10 o'clock wasn't that bad. But she's like, "Your insurance is requiring that you see the top licensed psychiatrist. You can't see like an unlicensed therapist or anything like that. You need to see the top license. That's according to your insurance." We have one here today, and they don't usually take walk-ins. They take appointments. However, it's not your fault that your insurance is requiring that. So she's going to fit you in. I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." She goes, "But you're going to have to wait." And I'm like, "That's okay. I understand. Not your fault, not my fault. Is what it is." Then around 12, the doctor actually came out into the waiting room and said, "Listen, I will see you. I have no problem seeing you, but I have a meeting, and I'm not going to be able to see you till like 1:30. Are you going to be okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I said, "Just point me to a vending machine so I can get a drink," because at this point I hadn't eaten or drank anything, "and I'll be fine." And she took me straight over to where I could get something. Because when I say mental health facility, it was very cold in there. It was like tile floors, cement walls. I'm not kidding. It was almost something you'd see out of the movies. And I was like, "Okay." All right. So she pointed me down this long, I sound so dramatic, down this long, like cold corridor to a corner where there was vending machines, and that was just creepy in itself, but whatever. And then I came back out, had my drink, had a soda, Diet Pepsi, and I had some chips because, again, vending machine. And she comes out at 1:30, and I go in, and we talk. She's like, first off, right now, she goes, "You've been very patient. Thank you." She goes, "But I can see it in your face." And because she didn't even have my file open yet. If she read it, I don't know. But she's like, do you have anxiety, or are you just anxious from being in the waiting room? I was like, I feel like I have anxiety. And I explained to her everything that I mean, my brain sometimes will feel like it's spinning, like literally my brain. I know I'm not spinning, but my brain feels like it's spinning. And she's like, classic case of anxiety. Um, and we started talking, and she just, whatever. She goes, okay. She goes, this is the state of Florida. This is also your insurance. She goes, and this is also this health facility. She goes, I do recommend some medication. She goes, short term, long term. She goes, we'll have to define that. She goes, you might just need it for a short term. Because I did explain, I know I've had anxiety all my life, but I've, been able to cope it. She said, she called it coping skills. I've never been anywhere, but yeah, I cope with it myself. Um, she's like, so we might be able to do short-term medication, but I think you need something. She goes, so now, she goes, I have to get a second write-off to be able to give you medication. And I'm like, what do you mean a second write-off? She goes, you have to see another doctor, but we're going to get you into that other doctor today, and, you'll be fine. Mind you, it's now 3 something in the afternoon. So I'm like, okay. She walks with me to the front desk. She tells them she wants me seen today. They basically at the front desk told her there's a snowball's chance in hell. There's 12 people in front of her. It's 3:30 and we close at 5. She's like, no, I want her to sit. She needs to be squeezed in. She needs to be seen today. So I'm sitting, and she's like, they're like, okay. I mean, because she's like the top lady. So I'm like, all right. And she's like, I hate to put you back in the waiting room, but so I'm sitting in the waiting room. And then that second doctor's nurse comes out, and she's like, look. And this was about 45 minutes later. There's still 9 people back there. She's like, there's absolutely no way they're going to get to you. She goes, and as with a walk-in, it's a chance you take. And I mean, I'm like, okay, at this point I am done. I have a headache beyond headache. I was done. So I just basically, I went home. So I didn't get the second doctor's portion of it. They told me to walk in the next morning, but I had to work. And I'm thinking, okay, I could have walked in. I could have been late for work for an hour or two. But I was at this appointment all day. I'm leaving with it was a migraine. It got to the point where I got sick. I laid on the couch. I was in bed by 7:30. My head hurt so bad. So, I was like, I can't walk in the next day. I just no. So I went to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, with today being Sunday. I did call. I have an appointment for the 28th to see the doctor, or I could do a walk-in. I'm off Wednesday the 16th. I might do a walk-in, just to get this show on the road. My anxiety is out of control. My coping skills aren't working. I'm fighting with everybody in the house. I'm telling everybody to leave me alone. I don't want to look at anything. But if everybody leaves me alone and we're talking about stuff that's not like life, talking about, I don't know, just whatever, I'm okay. But then one little thing, man. So, yeah. And I'm fine. I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine. So, and actually it was because of this channel and watching it and y'all saying, hey, you look like you're one nut short of a fruit salad, or you look like you're gonna snap, or made me think, well, maybe I'm getting worse and I don't even know it. So I appreciate y'all telling me these things because you told me before I got to the point where, and at least I knew, okay, wait, I've got people telling me this. I'm feeling a little bit out of my head. There's a problem. So I appreciate y'all telling me. So yeah, so I am going to deal with that this week. I mean, unless something crazy happens and I cannot walk in that day, then that's just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to walk in, get it done, deal with it. And I just don't want to sit there all day. But at least this time I know what I'm expecting. I know what I'm going to be dealing with in the waiting room. And I didn't feel unsafe. It was weird. It was just, and again, I'm not judging. No, 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 no. It was stuff I haven't seen in real life. I've seen it on TV, of course, I've seen it, but, and then when you have anxiety, it just heightened it all of it. I mean, and see, I don't even know if I want to say this because I don't want to be misconstrued as anything because I'm not. There was a class going on in there. I mean, this is just what I've witnessed and I watched. There was a class, like I guess a therapy group session or something. I don't know what they're called. And it was a bunch of people, male, female, that were going through the change of, I guess male to female, transgender. They were going through that change. And that, if it's one life, you only have one life. If you want to be happy any way you want to be happy, that I'm totally down for that. Do whatever you want. I don't judge. I don't care. It's not that I don't care. You're still a human being, and I treat you like a human being. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. So there was no judgment. I that totally didn't bother me at all. There was one person though that my heart broke for. And the helpfulness in me, because I always try to help people, is you could tell it was a male transgendering into a female. And if that's not the right term, I'm sorry. I don't even mean to say anything wrong. Ignorance, I guess, on my part. And that was, but the whole transition was fine. Dressed as a female, but definitely did not have the change yet. And I was like, okay. But he put on makeup, which was okay, because you feel more comfortable as a female, and that's fine. I know I'm trembling over my words because I don't want to come across as somebody taking it the wrong way, because it's not. It's definitely not the wrong way. If that's how you want to be, that's fine. I mean, that's okay. But he put on his makeup, or I guess she put on her makeup really badly. And I don't mean it like, I think there was more going on with this person. And I'm not, again, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but she put her makeup on, looked like a child would have done it. I'm talking bright orange pink lipstick, deep blue, I mean, stand out blue eyeshadow, eyeliner that looked like it was scribbled on by like a 3-year-old. And I was like, okay. The helpfulness in me wanted to say, here, let me show you how to do this, because maybe they didn't know how to do it, or maybe they were learning, I don't know. And then I couldn't, and that has bothered me for days. I was like, is this person okay? Do they need help? Maybe they need a friend to help them, teach them how to do this. And and then on the other hand, well, maybe I am in a mental institution. Maybe they have something else where they only act like a child. However, they were reading a JavaScript book, how to code a computer. So I don't know. I guess I couldn't figure it out. So I sat there. I mean, I didn't stare. Trust me, I didn't stare. Well, I hope I didn't stare. I wasn't planning on staring. Staring wasn't the intent. And she was carrying on a conversation like an adult, not like a child. So that was what was confusing. Now, if they were talking like a child, then I could say, okay, well, maybe their, mental state is of a child, and that would explain. But it didn't seem that way, and that was really confusing. So then I started wondering if they had a friend, and if that friend could help them, and did they have any friends, and then I started feeling sorry for this person, and then I wanted to be their friend, but I was too afraid to go try to talk to this person, and then I didn't want to come off as wrong. Oh my God, it totally effed with my head. I just hope that person's okay. Don't know their name. I'll probably never see them again. But they've been in my head for days. That and the person with the number 9 and the number 5. It's like, I hope they got help. I hope their medication helped number 9 and number 5. I don't know. See, that was an experience. Let's just put it that way. This video is 26 minutes long. I have rambled on and on and on. I don't even know if I should have rambled on and on that long. Honestly, I've had a good week. Other than anxiety, other than randomly having Little River here, it's not been a bad week, even with having anxiety this bad. And I can't even tell you why. It's everything that set me off. So I don't know. So if I pop in next Wednesday for a walk-in, I'll let y'all know. See how that goes. At least I'll be prepared for what goes on. I'll be prepared to wait all day. I got home at like 4:30 and I signed in at 7:30 in the morning. So I'm going to call this vlog for yesterday and today because it's 26 minutes long, and I think that's fair. I have rambled for 26 minutes. If y'all made it this far into my babbling dark video inside my crazy head video, then yay. If you haven't, that's okay too, because you're not seeing me say this anyway. But I hope y'all can hear me. I've kind of talked quiet, but that's really what's gone on in my week. So I'm going to upload this. Anything I've said about going to that mental health facility, please don't take as me judging anybody, or I'm not even being stereotypical. It's what I saw. And I hope the people got the help they needed. They were in the right place. So that to me in and of itself, I can't, it's not like they were walking down the aisle of Walmart, and even then, and you shouldn't judge anybody, but they were in a mental health facility where they should be. So definitely not judging. Okay. I'm just explaining what I saw and how it kind of not freaked me out, but had my anxiety up a lot. And I don't know why, but it did. So I'm going to end this vlog here. I'm going to call this for yesterday and today, Sunday. I'm going to try to film some more today, for tomorrow and Tuesday. And we'll see. And we'll go from there. Y'all have a wonderful week. Thanks for listening to my crap today. And I will talk. Please like, subscribe, comment. Oh my gosh. I was holding this selfie stick. Like really tight. Oh my God. All right. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment. I'm so sorry it's so dark. I know you can see me though, because I'm looking at me. And we didn't wake up Baby River. Yay. All right. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.